On January 2nd of 2025, two Des Moines police officers were involved in a fatal shooting incident on the city's south side. After reviewing the evidence from the investigation that followed, both the Office of the Attorney General for the state of Iowa and the Polk County Attorney's Office have issued rulings that the officers' use of deadly force during this incident was legally justified. This video has been prepared to help you understand what happened that evening. It has been edited for time, for witness privacy, and edited of the most graphic images. The video contains still photos and audio and video recordings from the incident as it occurred. The content may be disturbing for some, so viewer discretion is advised. This incident began on January 2nd, 2025, when Senior Police Officer Nicholas Rude, Senior Police Officer Brian Stern, went to a residence in the 2100 block of Meadow Court in an attempt to locate and arrest 32-year-old Sharquan Hargrove, who had active arrest warrants for domestic violence and firearm-related offenses. Officers Rude and Stern were assisted by a third officer who was providing perimeter security on the exterior of the home when the gunfire began. Since October 4th of 2024, Des Moines Police Department officers had responded to this home 9 times for domestic violence calls involving Hargrove and the female resident. Each time, Hargrove was gone from the home upon the officer's arrival. On this night, Officer Rude saw Hargrove's vehicle parked at the home, leading officers to believe that Hargrove was there. The officers arrive at the home, and Officers Rude and Stern approach the front while the third officer moves to the rear of the home. Officer Rude sees a male through a window he believes is Hargrove. Officer Rude knocks, and the female resident of the home answers the door. She tells officers that Hargrove is not there, and only she and her children are in the home. Officer Rude explains to her that officers have reason to believe that Hargrove is in the home, and Officers Rude and Stern enter the home. Once inside the home, Officer Rude loudly announces, multiple times, the presence of the police in the home. Officer Rude again asks the female resident if Hargrove is in the home, and she replies no. 5 seconds after that exchange, Hargrove appears from a bedroom and begins to run down the hallway. Officer Rude yells for Hargrove to show his hands and begins to run after Hargrove as he enters a different bedroom in the southeast corner of the home. Officer Stern follows Officer Rude down the hallway. As Officer Rude arrives in the open doorway to the bedroom, Hargrove yells for him to back up and fires a handgun at Officer Rude. Images of the muzzle flash and Hargrove pointing the handgun at Officer Rude are captured on Officer Rude's body-worn camera. Officer Rude retreats to a bedroom in the southeast corner of the home and returns fire. Officer Stern retreats back down the hallway towards the north side of the home and fires multiple shots in Hargrove's direction, and also announces over his radio that shots have been fired. The third officer hears the gunfire and moves towards the front door of the home. There is a pause in the gunfire, and Officers Rude and Stern briefly communicate with each other. The female resident expresses concern for her children and begins to move down the hallway towards the bedrooms. Concerned for her safety, officers attempt to stop her. However, she continues down the hallway and into the southwest room where Officer Rude is taking cover. This room is also occupied by a 5-month-old child. Less than a minute after firing his first shot at Officer Rude, Hargrove comes out of the bedroom. A gunshot is heard, and evidence indicates that Hargrove fired at the officers who were near the front of the home as he was quickly running towards the southwest bedroom. Officer Stern returns fire. Hargrove runs into the southwest bedroom where Officer Rude, the female resident, and the 5-month-old child are. Officer Rude's body-worn camera captures an image of the handgun in Hargrove's hand, with his finger appearing to be on the trigger. Officer Rude fires at Hargrove, who begins to fall towards the floor. Officer Rude's body-worn camera captures an image of Hargrove pointing the handgun at Officer Rude as he falls. Evidence indicates that Hargrove did fire his handgun in this bedroom. As the gunfire ends, Officer Rude moves Hargrove's handgun away from him. Officers are able to direct the female resident with the child to another room. The officers on scene begin life-saving efforts on Hargrove, including the application of chest seal bandages and CPR. Des Moines Fire Department medics assume care upon their arrival. Despite these efforts, Hargrove is pronounced deceased at the scene. The handgun used by Hargrove was a Taurus 9mm, equipped with an extended ammunition magazine. Des Moines crime scene investigators found evidence that during this incident, Officer Rude fired 17 times, Officer Stern 9 times, and Hargrove 4 times. As a standard practice, the Des Moines Police Department will complete an internal review of this critical incident.
Des Moines Police!
You literally cannot.
Des Moines Police!
You literally cannot do that.
You want to do me a favor, take a seat on the couch? Take a seat on the couch. Des Moines Police, if you're here, make yourself known! Hey, you let my partner know we made entry.
Stop.
We're going to search the rest of the house. Des Moines Police, if you're in here, make yourself known!
Is he in here? Hey, is he in here or not?
For everybody's safety, is he in here?
Well, my kids are in here.
Okay.
Literally, she's sick. She
Okay,
visits all
it's just the kids? Hey, let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Back up! Shots fired! Shots fired! in!
Hey! Yeah!
No officer hurt right now. We're not sure. Let me take it back. 334 suspects down. I got one in custody. I'm starting life-saving procedures.